In this month's blog, I'm going to look at manual motion simulation tools found in your modeling and assembly modules in Solid Edge. Why use manual motion simulation? Although Solid Edge has advanced simulation modules, you can simulate motion in the modeling and assembly modules. Often users need to test simple motion between various components during creation. Users can also isolate simple motion segments in a complex moving model, which allows them to test and verify these segments prior to simulating the whole model. User may wish to test and demonstrate certain functionality but can't currently afford the advanced modules. For the simplest manual motion simulation, use the drag component command. The drag component command is found in your assembly module, and you can use this command to do the following: reposition parts dynamically along the X, Y, or Z axis, analyze physical motions and mechanisms, detect collisions between parts. You can use the Options button on the command bar to dynamically detect collisions between the part you are moving and another set of parts you defined. Allow me to demonstrate this in Solid Edge. I'll use this simple assembly to demonstrate the drag component command. You'll notice the slider here is constrained with an axial alignment and a floating mate offset to keep it in this position. So it's free to move back and forth, however. So you can see the little brackets around the gold cube in the Pathfinder here. The drag component command is located in the modify group. When I launch that, the analysis option dialog comes up, and you have several options that you can work with here. We'll look at this in a second. I'm just going to say OK to this, because we actually have three options. The default one is no analysis, but it remembers what you last selected. So with no analysis, we really don't have to set any options, and we can choose the type of motion we want. It can be a linear move, a rotate, or a freeform move. Well, I can only move in this direction because that's the only place I have not constrained it. So I'll select linear move. I'll select what I want to move. This triad comes up, and I'm going to select the vector direction that I want to move in this case the X. I hold down my first mouse button, and I can drag this back and forth. Notice there's nothing keeping me on the part. There's no restrictions in this direction. When I'm done that, I can hit reset and put it back if I wish. Or I can select the axis again and then type in a value like 100. It'll move 100 in that direction. If I use a negative value like negative 100, it moves it in the opposite direction. I can change this now to detect collisions. This is still selected because the triad's up, so I don't have to select it again, but it's a good idea to go in and check your options now. So I have it set to analyze both active and inactive parts, detect collisions among all analyzed parts and subassemblies. I don't want to show any existing interferences, although the option is there to do so. I have it turned on to sound a warning when the collision occurs. If you do this, make sure you have your speakers turned on, and stop movement when collision occurs. You can have both or just one or the other. I'm going to say OK to this, and I'm going to start my motion. Notice how it sounds and then stops, but it allows me to keep going because there could be multiple collisions along this direction. Again, I'll hit reset to put it back into place. Using the same options now, I can do physical motion. Physical motion is the motion that would happen in the real world, and you'll notice it doesn't let me keep going. It's the physical motion that would really occur. Again, I'll just hit reset if I wish to put it back. Now you do have to have freedom of motion to use this command, and if your part that you want to test is fully constrained, remember you can always suppress one or two of those constraints to give it the freedom of movement that it wants. When you're finished testing it, hit reset and then go unsuppress those constraints to get it back to the original position. So that's your very simplified manual motion tool. Let's have a look at a few others. For the rest of this blog, I'm going to show you some of the more advanced manual motion simulation tools. I will not be able to train you on how to use these. This does involve some advanced training that's not covered in the basic fundamental courses. However, we do have an advanced assembly course that will cover everything that I'm about to show you. So I will at least tell you about these commands, give you a quick video so you can see them actually working, and then it's up to you. You can either research these in the help section or attend our online advanced assembly course. So Solid Edge provides assembly relationships and additional commands to create and test movable components and complete movable assemblies. Assembly relationships for motion include axial align, angle, cam, gear, and path. These relationships work in conjunction with other relationships and commands to create movable components. Let me show you a quick example of some of these relationships in action. In this example, I've already created a cam relationship between these two parts, and I'm going to use the drag component and rotate it about that cylinder, and you notice how the cam relationship maintains contact between the two parts. In this example here, I've created path relationships between the two pins and the channel in the cylinder. I'm going to simulate a motor that I generated here, and you'll notice how these pins follow along in the path, creating the motion in the two blue legs that you see on the screen. The previous video illustrated the simulation of a rotating motor. Solid Edge provides advanced commands along with the assembly relationships to help you create motion. These commands include the motor commands, advanced pattern along curve options, variable table options, and assembly suppression variables. Users can also use the animation tools in the ERA environment. With motors, we have three types. You can define a rotation motor, you can define a linear motor, or a variable table motor. Let me show you a video with some examples of these motors. In this example, I've created a rotational motor there. I'll simulate it, and I've created gear relationships, the three different types of gear relationships, so you can see with the correct combination of gear relationships and motors, you can create some nice simulations. Another advanced command is the pattern along curve using chord length. The pattern along curve command has advanced options to assist in spacing and positioning. One option is called chord length and was added to the pattern spacing step. Also in the next step, which is pattern alignment, a follow curve chord option exists. These options allow users to create chain link patterns. Combine this pattern with a motor and you can get the following motion. In this example, I've created this chain pattern, and I'm going to simulate a variable motor, which I also created in here, and notice the result. We get a nice rotation of the chain. Notice there's no buckling as it goes around the corners. And imagine doing this with things like conveyors as well. So here's another great example of simulation using some of the basic Solid Edge tools. Solid Edge supports the creation and deletion of suppression variables for assembly constraints and assembly features. And you can add or delete suppression variables through the context menu for both of these. In the variable table, suppression variables can be viewed in a structured view, and logical functions are used to control them. This allows you to turn on and turn off when you want, for example, constraints to take effect, and in combination with certain motors, you can create the following example. In this example, I combined assembly suppression variables with several motors and a little setup inside of the animation editor, and you'll notice that the yellow tray moves across the top conveyor onto the lift. It then moves down the lift to the second conveyor, then off the lift onto the second conveyor and downward. So this is a simple example of what you can do with assembly suppression variables and motors inside of Solid Edge. You can also create motion inside of the ERA environment. For example, you can animate an exploded view. To do this, you launch the animation editor. You right mouse button click on the explosion event header and select Edit Definition from the shortcut menu. You can also simply double click the header. Select the configuration that you wish to animate, so you do have to have a pre-existing exploded configuration. Set the animation properties, and then you can play the animation. In this video, I added a rotation view to it, so as the part slowly assembles, it rotates around, and you can save this as a movie and send it to a customer. All these videos that you have seen are taken from our Advanced Assembly course. So if you want to learn how to use these commands, the new Solid Edge 2021 Advanced Assembly course is now available on our online training page at www.designfusion.com/online training. When you go to that page, look for this icon here for the Advanced Assembly. Click on the Learn More button for a complete description of the course, a course detailed outline which covers everything that you'll learn, and costing information. If you have any questions, you can contact us at info@designfusion.com or call us at 1-888-567-3933. Thanks for watching this blog.